Welcome to the Instructor's Compass. Our topic for the moment is the physical self. What is the physical self? Well, this is one of the four comprehensive selves of a complete individual, with the three other named as social self, mental self, and spiritual self. The physical self deals with the common body processes, actual procedures necessary to man, and his reproductive capabilities. So, this will include routines like eating, digestion, work, respiration, circulation, sex, reproduction, and death, among others. That is the coverage of physical self. What are the two divisions of the physical self? Well, there are two divisions here. Number one, the physiologic physical self, and number two, the sexual physical self. Now, what is the physiological self? This is the self that deals with the actual function of the human body. This includes the body systems like the cardiovascular system, which includes the heart, the respiratory system, which includes breathing, the skeletal system, which includes bones, and even the excretory system, which includes the urination and defecation. That is not all, but just samples of the actual physiological self. It is the function of the body that requires physicality, and it uses energy for movement and completion of duty. What is the sexual physical self? The sexual physical self is one of the life-surviving functions of man. This is very important in self-survival. This is where the generation multiplies and species are duplicated and replicated in the exponential system. The sexual reproduction is urgent and compulsory so that the living beings can connect to the next generation. So this is not the sexuality that requires libido and lust. Rather, this is the functional need to reproduce and make sure that the next generation will still have human beings and other creatures. The physical appearance of the system to the community, thus, the visual on the physical self will also draw conclusions of the individual's social situation, mental capabilities, and spiritual experiences. The physical self is often adjudged as the general impression for the health of the individual, for even if the symptoms are mental, social, and spiritual in origin, it still manifests as abnormality to the physical self. Okay? A good example of this is, if sweethearts quarrel, there is fever. The source is emotional. If the exam is too hard, there is diarrhea. That is mental. Okay? If you know that the church was angry because of your very sexy photos, and then you have rashes, then the source of that physical rashes is your spiritual discomfort. So it will still manifest as an abnormality to the physical self. That is why the doctor will check all the physical condition of man, and if there will be no possible origin of abnormality, then there will be ruling out impressions that the cause of disease is not physical but any of the three other selves, which only manifest in the physical system, being the only tangible, viewable, and present self of man. Thus, for a holistic view of the human person, the physical self should not be neglected, but co-equally studied, for it is an entity that controls life. It is also a known fact that selves affect and associate with each other. Thus, when one becomes dysfunctional or abnormal, it will stress and create abnormalities to the other selves in the system. So, this is just an icing to the cake. There are a lot more to be studied in the physical self. However, this is the gist and this is the idea of why we are studying the physical self as a part of the social, mental, and spiritual selves that completes the human being. So it's about time that you dig deeper and scan more in order to know the details of the physical self. So, the physical self is the only self that other human beings can physically see. Thank you very much for tuning to us, and I hope you have learned something from the bird's eye view that we have just uttered for the physical self. God bless and have a great learning.